Welcome to Gain You a Free Summit live session. It's so excited to have you all, and we are so grateful that you are with us. We are live, and we will be talking about Gain Youth Summits. If you are on social media, if you are anywhere around the world, you will know now that what is going on or what is reigning around the world is Gain Youth Summit, the summit that brings together young Africans, and the summit that is also to connect, help African youth connect, as well as network among themselves. With me in this pre-summit session, I have smart African youths from across Africa, and I'm going to be introducing them, and they will tell us who they are in a moment. I have Albert Olinga from Uganda. I have Veronica Jacob from Namibia. I have Osage Nathaniel from Nigeria. Please tell us who you are and what you do. Albert, let me start from you.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening, everybody who is joining us for this live session. My name is Herbert Olenga, and I represent GAIN in Uganda. Thank you very much.
Let me go to you, Nathaniel. Tell us about you, please.
Thank you very much, Wisdom. Good afternoon, good evening, anywhere you are watching us from all over the nations of the world. I am Igbenegi Osage Nathaniel, the team lead Nathaniel Initiative, and I'm the CEO of Primarius Global Resources. I am a leadership and personal development coach, business expert, and a serial motivational speaker. And I am privileged to represent I'm a GAIN chapter leader for Delta State of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's awesome. Good to have you guys here. Some other persons will be joining us, and before they join us, we will continue while we wait for them to join us. And to our viewers, please drop us an emoji if you are online. Tell us how you feel about this upcoming summit. I've got to realize that majority of the youth spend their time on activities which is urgent rather than necessary or important. And instead of spending their time on things that add to their values or improve their life, they tend to waste it. But then, real productivity for me means that you are getting the right thing done at the right time. Also, it also means that you are being at the right place at the right time so that you can maximize the usefulness of your youthful age. Now, that's why we are bringing this pre-summit section of GAIN Youth Summit. And the topic says GAIN Youth Summit 2021. Are the youth ready? How ready do you think the youth are for the upcoming GAIN Youth Summit? I want to start by saying how excited I am. I'm very, very much excited being a part of the GAIN Youth Summit 2021, and I am looking forward to the impact it will create in my life. Nathaniel, can you please tell us how excited you are about the upcoming GAIN Youth Summit?
Wisdom, I can tell you I am super excited. I am super excited. There is no better time to have the GAIN Youth Summit than now. It is super timely. It is super timely. Now, this is a summit that is coming in a way, is coming in an era and in a time whereby the youth of Africa are clamoring for a desired change. They are clamoring for a desired change. There's no better time for the youth of Africa to be awake and change the narrative, to provoke the desired change that we all need in this continent. So it's a timely event. I'm super excited. I know that every youth out there is super excited to be part of this global summit. And we are set, everyone is set for a major mind shift that will bring about a turnaround in their field of endeavors.
Wow, I love that. There's no better time to have a mental change than now. I have joining me on this live session, Veronica Jacob. Veronica, can you please tell us about you in just 30 seconds as we continue?
All protocols observed. Good afternoon, Africa. I am Veronica Jacob. I am a lawyer, a social entrepreneur, and a social justice activist. I believe in the change I want to see. I want to lift the veil of invisibility that's covering our youth. I want to speak up and stand up for the most vulnerable and marginalized as we seek representation and participation in socioeconomic rights and status. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. So good to have you. So good to have you all the way from Namibia. Wow.
Yes.
Olinga Albert, tell us how excited you are about the upcoming Gain Youth Summit 2021.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so thank you very much, Wisdom. I can't even say how exactly excited I am, but for me and you, we've been part of the Gain Youth Summit that happened last year, and you can anticipate exactly to the volume at which I am excited about this year's Gain Youth Summit. So first of all, I am extremely happy that we are holding another session this time around amidst everything that has happened in 2020 and the rest of this year. But what makes me most excited is that, being an alumni of the first ever youth summit that was held by GAIN, what the value I got from it was just phenomenal. The networks that I built thereafter, the connections and the people that came into my space after attending last year's summit. This time around, I can only estimate it to be even like 10 times and beyond. So in terms of excitement, oh boy, I am super pumped. I can't wait for this 2 days event to come. But most importantly, I think, and now that I represent GAIN in Uganda, I believe this platform offers us opportunity to scale across the continent. If this were a physical event, maybe happening somewhere in Lagos or Kampala or even in Namibia, for example, it would take maybe 100 or 200 young people only. But this youth summit being online gives the opportunity to everybody, everywhere, irrespective of geography and all that. So I am very excited for the event. Really, I am very excited.
Twin, your phone is not.
So good to hear that. I also have joining us
Your phone is
on
not
this
charging.
from
Charging.
Kenya. I have Miriam Njenga. Miriam, can you please introduce yourself in just 30 minutes as we continue?
My phone is not charging.
Good
Hello,
afternoon.
Miriam.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon to, I hope it's afternoon from wherever we are streaming live from. My name is Miriam Jenga from Kenya. I am proud to be a GAIN Youth chapter leader from Kenya. I could describe myself in 3 words. I am compassionate, I am passionate, and I'm also strong-willed. So basically, I'm a lover of life. I love entrepreneur, which is the main thing that GAIN Africa promotes. And I'm happy to be here for the first Youth Summit 2021.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, we have people participating in this event, and then we have people watching us. And I would like you to just send us an emoji. Tell us how you feel about the upcoming GAIN Youth Summit. The date is 29th of October and 30th of. So tell us, drop an emoji for us. Tell us how excited you are about the upcoming Gain Youth Summit. Have you attended? If you were part of the 2020 Gain Youth Summit, tell us what you were able to gain and what you expect from the upcoming event as we go on. I want to ask you, Veronica, please.
Wisdom, are you there? Can we hear you?
I think I lost him for a minute.
Okay, can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah,
While we
loud
wait,
and clear.
all right. While we wait for Veronica to get back on us on how excited she is about the upcoming Youth Summit, I want to get back to you, Miriam. Please, can you tell us how excited you are about the upcoming Gain Youth Summit?
Thank you, Wisdom. As Herbert mentioned, I think networking is the key thing. Happy he was able to gain new networkers during the previous Gain Summit for 2020. I believe even this one is going to be even bigger and greater. And I'm looking forward to learn, to network, and to also connect with the participants and also the speakers. Thank you.
That's amazing. To connect, to network with participants across Africa, that's what Gain Youth Summits will bring to you. And one amazing thing is that the resource persons they've lined up for us this time are people that are top-notch in the industry, and they are the best to deliver on any of their given topics. Nathaniel, when we hear readiness as a young person, what comes to mind when you hear readiness? Because we are discussing, are we ready? What comes to mind?
All right, thank you very much, Wisdom. For any change to be broke, the readiness of the mind must be rightly positioned. Now, when we talk about readiness, we're talking about the youth take advantage of opportunities. As a matter of fact, opportunities are everywhere, but only few sensitive ones open themselves to opportunities. It is recognizing opportunities and taking responsibility to drive opportunity to completion that bring about the desired change. So for every African youth to be ready, first of all, they must recognize that this youth summit is a fantastic opportunity to leverage on to provoke desired change across the continent. As I said earlier, there is no better opportunity than this. Now, also, everyone youth must be proactive, must be super proactive, and strategically position themselves for change. So, to be ready as a youth, first of all, you must recognize that this summit presents you a fantastic opportunity you can leverage on, because we're going to have cut across sensitive faculties that are going to invest into us strange order of values and principles that we can run with, that will make a difference in the shortest possible of time, not only in our life, in our family circle, and in society at large. So we must take advantage of this opportunity, and everyone youth must be proactive. Yeah, proactive is a major attribute to connect to the major attribute that justify your readiness. So, and everyone youth out there, everyone African youth out there must strategically position themselves, for the change. Change Change doesn't just come overnight, but you must be prepared for the change and strategically position yourself for the change. The Youth Summit is a change on its own. So, but only few set of persons have this life orientation that this is the change you actually need. Yes, because it is the knowledge and applying the knowledge that provoke the change. So, across board, on the 30th of this month, we notice some top-notch forces that have been investing in us, all what we needed to provoke that change. And talking about readiness also, is also talking about building capacity. That's one of the attributes that this youth summit hope to offer us. Build capacity. We must build capacity because for a change to become a reality, practical reality, you must be able to build ourselves up. Capacity, personal development, mentally to prepare ourselves for the change that we want to see. We must build character. We must build character. So the place of preparation. The place of preparation can never be on the mind. So the preparation starts from the mind. So when you are preparing your mind, automatically when there's a transformation in your mind, it reflects in your life and the positive ripple effect in the society at large. So talking about readiness, our paraphrase, one that must be every African youth must be prepared for this opportunity called the Youth Summit 2021. It's an opportunity of a lifetime to intentionally and deliberately provoke a change. Two, we must be proactive. Three, we must strategically position ourselves for the change, and we must take responsibility to build capacity, to build for personal development, and also to build our mind, and character to provoke the change. I can't wait wisdom. I am super excited to be part of this. Thank you.
Those opportunities. That's why we are hosting these pre-summit events to help you see this upcoming Gain Youth Summit 2021 as an opportunity which you can't afford to miss. So thank you very much, Nathaniel. Thank you so much. I want to go over to you, Miriam. Please, can you tell us what readiness means to you as a person?
Thank you, Wisdom. To me, readiness means being in the right state of mind, to have hope, to be optimistic, and also to believe yourself, because confidence is the key to being ready. Even when any challenge comes and you have confidence, you're able to conquer.
We're having issues hearing you, but I think we get what you mean. You say being ready connotes having confidence, and then also knowing, being in the right state of mind. Albert, over to you. What does readiness mean?
Yeah, wow. So thank you very much. So readiness, it looks like a very simple word, but in reality, it's quite big and, expansive. But I'll try to take it from, in agreement with what everybody has said before. I will try to think of readiness for the African youth right now as, a mindset issue where you are aware of opportunities that are in front of you right now, and even opportunities that are in your future. So having that kind of awareness now informs you on how you can be deliberate and get the correct skills and build the correct networks and position yourself in the industry so that you can take advantage of all those opportunities, both right now and also in your future. I think to me, that is what readiness really means. So it comes in different ways for different people. For example, let's say if you are a job seeker, readiness to you could mean, having your resume in set, getting some skills in taking interviews, building your networks, for example, via LinkedIn. If you are an entrepreneur, that could mean, understanding your business model firsthand, having a pitch deck, knowing your finances, such that if an opportunity for investment comes, you're ready to take investment and scale your business beyond borders. If, for example, you are a freelancer, you have to have the correct skills. And nowadays, being ready is not only about knowing something you do. For example, if you are even a teacher, qualifying as a teacher and having your graduate certificate is not being ready enough. You need to understand how you can position yourself in the industry so that you can tap opportunities just within your geographic boundaries and even beyond. So why is this very important now for the African youth? Let me connect this to the GAIN Youth Summit that is holding at the end of this month. For example, there will be people who come from different corners of the world. They come with different worldviews, okay? So in a way, you may find someone who has been in HR for a very long time, and what they bring to you, these are people who've walked the road ahead of you. They understand where you stand right now and what lies in front of you. So I think there is no any better place for someone to start getting ready in the mind and become aware and understand opportunities that lie in front of them today and those that lie in front of them tomorrow, than to sit and dine on the same table with those who've walked the road ahead. So readiness right now, I think, to begin with, everyone who is listening to our live stream now should just make it a point to attend the GAIN Youth Summit. And that is the beginning for you to start getting ready. Because I understand we have people coming from all corners of Africa, different economies, different skill sets, different experiences, and all of this will be distilled in a 2-day event. So I think it's absolutely, absolutely important that getting ready, pretty much begins from GAIN Youth Summit. Yeah,
Wow.
So thank you.
Wow, that's awesome. Getting ready pretty much begins from Get Youth Summit. Veronica, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much. For me, readiness is a state of being. It's a state where every African youth need to ask themselves, are we ready to accept better, to do better for ourselves and for the next person? So it's a matter of asking ourselves, we the African youth, whether we are ready to fight the veil of invisibility that covers us. Nearly 60% of African population is made of the youth, which is 25 years and below. So how do we as the youth become ready for radical economic transformation, to fight hunger, poverty, unemployment, and underdevelopment of our countries, respectively? So the word readiness describing a state of being, we need to look further within ourselves to actually discover, are we ready to take action now? Because when I hear readiness, is my ability to take action in this moment where I'm in. So it's just a matter of the youth having a mindset, as the previous speaker said, having a mindset to actually take action in this very moment is your speed to take action. That is what I understand by the word readiness. Being a state of action. A state of being, sorry. A state of being.
Wow.
Okay, so looks like we lost wisdom a little bit. So I love the closing word by Veronica. He said, a state of being. Are we ready to take action? So are we ready to take action? So while we wait for wisdom to join back in, I will just take it to you, Herbert, right now. So keep it short, please. What should the youth do? You're talking about readiness. You've all spoken about readiness. what should the youth do? Should they spend more time? What should they spend? Where should they spend less time, from your view, as they prepare to take on the world? Veronica just mentioned how majority of Africans are just below the age of 25. So what should these young people do as they prepare to take on the world? Just keep it brief. Thank you, Herbert.
Yeah, thank you, Chinwe. So if you ask me, where should the young person spend his time, something rings in my mind now, and it's a talk given by the Professor Patrice Lumumba. I don't know if you guys follow him, but one time he said a thing, and he was, referencing to somebody who made some brief statement that a society whose young people are in a constant state of slumber can never realize her full potential. And so he was referring to something in the lines of the average African young person now pays attention to things like Beyonce Knowles, Arsenal and Manchester, cheap Spanish operas and things like that. So I think to become ready in terms of where the youth should spend their time right now, I believe that young people across Africa should prioritize events that can help them expand their global outlook in terms of opportunities. So networking events like the Gay Youth Summit that is coming up is, to me, I think that's the best place for someone to spend their time. And I wouldn't even think of it as spending your time, but you'll be investing that time. Because the inspiration you take from it, the kind of mindset that you come out with, and the kind of like-minded young people you rub shoulders with, it doesn't leave you the same. So to me, I believe that it is a very important thing for young people to focus in communities that help to build them up. And the Gay Youth Summit couldn't be a more perfect example for me in the near future.
Thank you very much. That's excellent. And I'll leave it back to you, Wisdom. He was just responding to the question on what he thinks that young Africans could do as they prepare to take on the world. So take it over from there, if you can. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chinwe. Albert said a very striking thing, but before I go over to that, someone just joined us, and that's Edmond, who is joining us from Sierra Leone, all the way from Sierra Leone. I can see Edmond, you're welcome to Game Youth Pre-Summit live session. Nathaniel, when Albert was speaking, he talked about prioritizing.
Okay, so we lost him just again. That's a technical issue. One of the things we need to continue to improve on in Africa to actually take advantage of, full advantage of the opportunities of the fourth industrial revolution, right? So Nathaniel, he was just referring to you, and I'll just bring to you the same question I asked. Do you have a different perspective or addition to what Herbert said concerning what you think young people should do or where they should look as they prepare to embrace the world and be able to live the life that they envisage for themselves? What should they do in preparation?
All right, thank you very much,
Nathaniel.
First of all, understand that taking the world is not a cheap talk, it's a serious hard work and call for much responsibility. And also we must understand that the youth is the future of every nation. And a nation without a youth is a nation without future. So first of all, everyone must be very intentional and deliberate about this change. Now, first of all, anything that doesn't give your life a sense of purpose and direction should be automatically cut off. Should be cut off. Over a period of time, the foundation of, there's a principal foundation that has been laid over a period of time that African youth are running with. But we must take deliberate steps in detaching ourselves from those foundations and unlearn society things and have to relearn some certain life principles and virtue to provoke the reaction. So we must unlearn and relearn like principles, strategies, technique in provoking this desired change. As I said earlier, we would not want to undermine the place of building capacity, personal development, acquiring desired skill, and building your mind. So it's very, very important that everyone youth that is very hungry to take over the world must prioritize. There are certain things that doesn't give your life a sense of hope and direction. You cut them off and focus on the front burner in pushing your dreams, in pushing your ambition, in pushing your visions, and there's a positive ripple effect on the society at large. We must also know that everyone youth out here, for you to take over the world, you must discover purpose. You must discover your vision. There is what you can do. There is what there's what you can do to make a difference. You must understand that you are a unique being. You are a unique being. So there's something you can do and bring to the table, not only to affect your life positive, and to affect your immediate environment and the entire Africa continent at large. So there's always a place to discovering yourself as way of talent, gift, potential. You work on it and build on yourself, and by so doing, there is a relative positive effect on the society at large. So that's it. So we must place less on procrastination as a youth. We must place less on procrastination as a youth. Everyone youth is not the time to indulge in social vices, immoral values, wrong association. Remember, who you follow determines what follows you. Yes, you cannot be greater than you cannot be greater than the personality that you are surrounded with. So association matters a lot. So in other words, the youth summit presents us a fantastic opportunity for us to unlearn society things that have not been adding value to our life, and to relearn some life strategy technique that will be fused into us in provoking the desired change. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you very much. That was really, I mean, you said a whole lot of very interesting things, but I just take on the part of investing time and shunning procrastination while also watching your circle, because you're just as good as the persons you spend your time with. Thank you very much for that. Wisdom, can you hear me now? Are you ready to take over?
I can hear you loud and clear. Sorry, I've been having some network glitches over here, but I think that has been taken care of. All right, thank you so much, Daniel. I was able to get quite a lot from what you were trying to explain. And then I want to talk to Miriam now. Miriam, please, can you tell us what it means, or because last time Albert talked about prioritizing. And then that also means that there are things you should spend more time on and less time as well, so you can take on your work. What are those things, some of those things we could spend more time on as well as less time on, to be able to prioritize effectively, even as we wait for the upcoming Gain Youth Summit 2021?
For the government to creativity is one that the youth should spend a lot of time in. You don't have to work in an office to earn money. You can work in the farm, you can work in the industries that sometimes we despise. So innovation and creativity, can we be creative enough to come up with ideas that can actually bring in income, and not the government anymore to create jobs for us? Thank you.
Wow. Not and being creative. How about you spoke about investing time? I want you to differentiate for us what it means to spend time and
Okay, so I didn't quite get the last part of what you said, but I assume you are asking for my thoughts on spending time versus investing time. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think as a young person, we all have 24 hours a day, and we all have ambitions and dreams and things we like to contribute to this world. So in terms of spending time versus investing time, there are also a lot of other, could be social activities in the community or societies that demand the same 24 hours we have in a day. So as a young person, if a lot of your time you spend on those other activities that don't build you or move you 1 inch or one step towards your dreams and goals and ambitions and things you like to contribute as an individual, then you are just spending your time. It could even be in like a job that you're working in. It could be in a social hour between, say, 5 to 7 or 5 to 9 or 5 to midnight. Whatever you use that time for, if it doesn't advance you towards a particular determined goal that you're going after, I think to me you are just spending. But if you put that time to use within things that push you one step to where you want to go, to me, I think you're investing. So it could be within, even for social gatherings, by the way, some social gatherings are not just spending your time, they are investing, because you could be learning from some people there, you could be making some connections there, you could be building a network there. Some people could be knowing you through those gatherings. So in a way, I believe that's an investment of time. And if I can just bring it back home, I believe that the forthcoming Gain Youth Summit, it could be maybe 3 hours a day or 4 hours a day or even 10 hours on that weekend. If you can be there for those 10 hours during the weekend, it might as well be the greatest investment in one weekend you can make for the whole year to come. So that's, to me, in summary, what I think spending versus investing means.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you very much, Albert. Over to you, Nathaniel. How can we invest our time wisely, or the difference between spending time and investing time? Please, you can also help us with by giving us some practical examples.
All right, thank you very much, Wisdom. We must understand that time is one of the greatest assets and is a gift from God to humanity. Everyone is absolutely responsible for the outcome of his or her life. But taking advantage of the gift of time makes the difference. Makes the difference. Makes the difference. As I said earlier, we have 24 hours. Everyone is entitled to 24 hours. But the ability for you to take advantage of the 24 hours at your disposal makes a difference. Also, you must understand that there's a difference between spending time and investing time. Now, it's very important to know that you can be spending time and not productive. Yeah, spending time, you can be spending time, you can be busy and not impactful. You can be busy and not productive. Yes, anything that doesn't give you that doesn't give your life a sense of purpose and direction, that doesn't add value to you as a person and to people around you, automatically is time being spent and not invested. It's time being spent and not invested. So understand that any time being spent, there is nothing in return. There is nothing in return. Yeah, you said I should give some example, but I'll be quick to make this very clear that investing time always brings something in return. Always brings something in return. Now, talking about spending times, you want to I could clearly give example because society we have what is talking about watching of Netflix, yeah, too much of video games, too much. Social media is good, but much of it, especially when it's not directly concentrating and driving your energy towards the fulfillment of your dreams and ambition. Automatically, you are wasting time. You are spending time. There's no positive ripple effect on you as a person in society. Yes, comparing yourself with other persons can tend to be waste. Procrastination can also be tend to be complaining, can also be tend to be time time being spent and have nothing in return. So there is no better time to invest your time, because there is a sure return for an investment. That there's a sure return for an investment when you invest your time, especially in this youth summit that's coming on board. So it among every other things among every other returns for your investment of time in this youth summit is improvement of life, learning skill, networking. Yes. Reading books. Yes, these are things that are brought to the table in adding values to your life. And most importantly, relationship. Yeah, that's one of the front burner that it tends to bring us. Relationship with potential mentors. Yes, who can help you grow your career, can improve your life in the long term. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And we see that network is really quite a challenge today. And I can see people are really dropping comments saying very interesting conversation going on there. So some people have joined live, and a lot of other people are going to be seeing this recording after. And we appreciate you all joining from LinkedIn, from Facebook, and from YouTube. Thank you. Keep it coming. And please share this video as we go on. Share the link to this video so other people can join, or at least can see the video later. Thank you very much, Nathaniel, for that. I like the part of having mentors, because I mean it's a big part of what we do at Grand Africa Initiative mentorship program. We understand the role of mentorship in a life, in the growth of a young person, professional and personal growth of a young person. And that was a really good point you made there. Thank you very much. And now we have Wisdom back. Wisdom, are you there? I was just going to be asking about personal rules. Wisdom,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
I can hear
Yes.
you loud and clear.
Yes, I was just
Right.
going to be asking about the values to the participants. So if you can take it from there.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me go over to Miriam. Miriam, I believe that values are actually personal rules that, for life that helps you make critical decisions, that help you make informed decisions that can change your life, that can make you live a happy life, as well as live in accordance to your terms. So my question is, what are the values that can make the youth live ready, even as we prepare for the GAIN Youth Summit?
Okay, looks like we lost Miriam. Can you hear me? Okay, looks like Miriam has a network challenge. So I'm just going to come back to you, Herbert. Did you get that question about personal values? What would be the critical values you think that would be most important in all of these things we're discussing? Talking about the future, the mentorship, growth, personal development, investing time versus spending time. What could be the key values for you as a person? What have you seen as the key values that are critical to this development for a young person? Just make it short.
Yeah, so thank you. I got the question, but I think for me, it's all about, there's no one single value, but, things around initiative, personal drive, ambition, and ability to, have self-commitment, self-discipline. I think those are a set of values that if somebody has, it can really see them far. So if you have the discipline to decide on something, and you have a discipline to work on it without giving up, then that can push you, where you get stuck, you can find a way. If you need a mentor, you can find a mentor. If you need to learn something new, you can learn something. If you need to drop something that is not working for you, you can drop it. If you need to even pivot, as long as you have the discipline. So for me, I think discipline, self-discipline is like up there, alongside with other number of other good values.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Self-discipline. Wisdom, are you there to take it? Self-discipline. Okay, so Wisdom still has network challenge. And Nathaniel, just quickly add, do you have any more values to add to the ones already listed by Herbert? Any more values do you think that is very critical for a young person?
Okay. Thank you very much. There are countless of values. Upon discovering your purpose, there are responsibility to take, and those responsibility, it must be self-driven. And one of those value is that you must be disciplined. Yeah, you must remain focused. You must have an unbroken focus. It's not enough to discover this is what I want to provoke a change, but you must take responsibility to have an unbroken focus. They attend to the distractions. They attend to the side attractions in forms of distraction that might kill your speed and reduce your capacity for delivery. So you must be focused. You must be disciplined. You must be diligent. You must be diligent. You must be diligent. Very, very important. You are looking, and you must be determined. You must be determined. You must be courageous. Very, very important. Yes, you must develop courage, because there tends to be some limitations that might tend to frighten you in taking some giant steps. But you must be courageous enough to push yourself for desired achievement, for the desired change you want to provoke. Yes, so discipline, diligent, hard work, focus, courage, determination. Determination is a major factor to your destination. No matter how fantastic your dream is, no matter how lovely your life ambition and life agenda is, you must be determined. You must be determined. Exactly. You must be self-motivated. You must be self-motivated, because that's the internal value you need to drive into completion.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a whole lot of values that young people need to pay attention to right there. And I believe they had all that you listed. So it's all about, it's going to be a continuous improvement on the various values, right? As they've heard from you. So I saw that, Wisdom, you're back. Can you take on the next question?
Yes. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I still apologize for what my network is doing to me, but then hope it gets stable this time. I can see Miriam back too. Miriam, can you please, how ready are the youth to embrace progress? You know, when
Miriam, did you hear the question? Miriam, can you hear me? If you can hear me, he was asking how ready, from your perspective, from where you stand as a young person, how ready do you think the people are to embrace progress and to embrace the values they were talking about that are very important for their growth? And if you have a personal example of how ready you as a young person is, go ahead and share. Miriam, please, can you hear me?
Sorry, Chinwe, kindly repeat the question of it.
Okay, so I was just asking from your perspective as a young person, having heard all the values we talked about and how to invest time and how important these are towards becoming the person you want to be as a young person. So from your perspective, how ready are you, or how ready are the youths towards embracing progress? You can share a personal example. If you think you're ready, you can give us an example of how you prepared yourself and how ready you are compared to other young people.
Okay.
I hope it's clear now.
Thank you. Yes, it is. So about the network issue, now I'm back. So I would say I'm prepared in this way. I'm joining forums to help. That is one thing, like the gain Youth Summit Network. I used to be shy in talking in such Zoom meetings, but right now I can see that my confidence is building up. I can also say that I have entrepreneurial knowledge from even the startups that have been coming up. I have learned about the business models, also the business plans. So such made me set a mark on my end to be and to also stand out among the other youth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Wisdom.
Shy, but now she is very confident and even being our host, our guest at this pre-summit event. You see, what we do is basically to help redirect your missing steps into the right path so that you can be able to find what you are actually trying to achieve.
All right. So, and I'm happy to see Veronica. Veronica, are you back? Veronica, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please say something.
Yes, I am back. I'm so sorry. I have connectivity problems.
It's okay. Nothing to be sorry about. It's not your fault. It's the stage of development where we are in Africa, and we continue to.
Yes.
We hope we continue to improve so that young people can fully take advantage of the opportunities of the fourth industrial revolution, the technological era. We can't take advantage of these opportunities if network is a major, if digital divide is a major problem like the next. So thank you very much. I'm happy to see your face again. And please, I would just like to ask you, share from your personal example, how ready you think African youths are. How ready are you? Talk from your own personal example.
From my personal experiences, I'm starting to be ready. I'm at the starting point of being ready. Usually, I will say I was not so invested when I was younger. I was not so invested in current affairs, economic transformation, and anything that has the potential to actually influence my life on the daily basis. So now, looking at where I am now in my life, I'm actually ready to know that current affairs influence my daily life. Everything that involves economic and how the government deals with it and everything like that also affects my life on the daily basis. So I'm ready to be the youth that actually also provides solutions to government bodies. The internet connectivity technology, we are struggling. So I am ready to advocate for the betterment of myself and my country and my continent at large. Just to bridge the gap and to make sure that Africans are keeping up with the world and no youth will be left out because of certain environmental factors that are affecting us with the African youth.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And I really like that part of standing up as an advocate because, hey, you're a lawyer, of course. So this is your forte, if you ask me. So I really look forward to seeing all you can do in the space of advocacy and also as a social entrepreneur, which I know you are. Thank you very much. And Wisdom, are you back now? If not, we're going to the very last question and we round up this session. Wisdom, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. I can hear you loud and clear. All right. Nathaniel, start with you for the very last time in this session. What is your word for the fellow youth listening?
All right. Thank you very much, Wisdom. I would like to talk to African youth. Now, nobody can be more concerned than we are. Nobody can be more concerned than we are. It's our country, it's our continent, and we are the one to provoke the desired change. Now, Africa can be the envy of all. Africa can be the new destination. It can be the new destination for progression. It can be the new destination for development. It can be the new creative for change. Yes, it's very, very possible. Everyone must take responsibility, and all hands must be on deck to aggressively drive this change. Remember, we must leave our feet in the sand of time. Nobody can do it than us. We must, because there's a generation that comes after now that we also take over from. We're going to leverage on the change that we have provoked on ground, built on it over time. So this is a wake-up call for everyone African youth out there. Everyone take advantage of this youth summit that's coming up to be equipped to build capacity to provoke the change in all facets of human endeavor, in family life, in business, career, in finance area. I want to tell African youth that it is possible. Change is possible. This is not rocket science. We must take responsibility and drive it aggressively. And it begins with us. It begins with us. We must make it an aggressive movement. We must make it an aggressive movement. Yes, it is possible. And the change has already begun, because come on this night, come on the 30th of this month, yes, that's the change we actually need. That is the change we actually need, because our mind will be renewed again. Our mind will be positioned again, and aggressively we will take Africa up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a whole lot of charge out there. So we're ready for Africa. We're ready for the future. And Wisdom, are you ready to take over?
I'm ready. I don't get turned off again. Olinga, tell us, what's your word for our listeners as we get ready for the GAIN Youth Summit on the 29th of this month?
Yeah, Wisdom, thank you. It's good to have you back again. So my word to, whoever is with us now or whoever will come and pick on this afterwards is that Chinwe talked something about progress. I think I will extend from that a little bit in my final word to whoever is joining us today. We are now at a time when progress cannot be defined by an individual. It's not only about you and your job and your family and your village or your town now. It is, whether it is social, economic progress, political progress, individual progress, we are at a place where a certain amount of connectedness is now the baseline. You cannot operate in a silo. So if for example, I've seen from the comments there, one of the very inspiring young men that I feel very touched by is a good friend of mine, also Val Okafor from Nigeria. He's doing some very good things, and his impact right now is cascading across the globe, not even in Africa anymore. So in terms of final word to the young people watching us, look out for opportunities to get connected. Even if it starts with, within your town, even if it starts with it within your country, we have GAIN chapters across countries within Africa, but also at a larger scale. The GAIN Youth Summit is a very good opportunity for us to connect. Okay? So progress is no longer about you, the individual. It's about how well connected you are across, depends on whatever geographic area you're talking about. So the last word I could have to anybody who is listening to us right now, if you haven't yet signed up, they will post the link somewhere in the chat or on the comments, either on YouTube or Facebook. Just hit on that link, get yourself registered, join the GAIN network, and that is the only way how you can begin the step towards making progress, multiplying your impact, and also impacting on other people's lives across. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Progress connects how connected you are. What are your networks? And in GAIN, we connect, we network at GAIN, and we discover ourselves. Finally, Miriam, can you tell us your last word for the fellow youths? Miriam, are you there?
Okay, so looks like we're losing you, Miriam. We didn't hear all you said, but I think you said you want to be the youth.
Me?
We can hear you right now. We can hear you right now. Miriam, can you hear me? I think you said your word is for the youth to be
Yes,
the
I
change
can.
they want to see. That's right. Okay, so Miriam, I believe your network is quite shaky.
Yes.
Okay, so that means I got what you said. You said your last word to the youth is for them to be the change they want to see. That's powerful. That's a powerful short statement. Thank you very much. And Wisdom, what is your own last word as we round up this session? Wisdom, are you there? Your last word to the youth of Africa and every other person watching this. Wisdom,
Wow. You know,
if you can hear me.
this is just a pre-summit event. And since I've been here, I've been writing, and my note is actually filled up with thought-provoking words from our friends here. You can imagine what the real event will look like if the pre-summit is this way. Now, my last to the youth across Africa is, if you've not registered for this event, please register. If there's anything you need to miss on the 29th and the 30th of October, this Gain Youth Summit 2021 must not be one of them. You need to be part of it, commit yourself to it, and see your life scale up into the next level. Please do that, and you won't regret you were part of it. Something you can to miss. It is engaging, it is life impacting, it is impactful, and
All right. Thank you very much, Wisdom. And thank you, every one of you, excellent young Africans, for sharing all you've shared in the last 1 hour. You see how time flies, right? We wanted to do this in 40 minutes, and here we are. It's 1 hour. And I really salute all of you. I mean, to know that all of these excellent words, very insightful and rich conversations was just conducted by young people is exciting. So that gives us hope. That gives us hope that yes, Africa is not as bad as many people would like to see. There are a lot of young Africans who are ready to take on the world, who are ready to contribute their part. And I'm really excited because that's at the core of what we do at Grand Africa Initiative, making young people see their potentials and actually influence Africa's development by unlocking those potentials. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm wrapping up this session right now by telling you again that the Gain Youth Summit 2021 is happening on the 29th and on the 30th of October. And we have carefully lined up excellent leaders, decision makers, policy makers from the public sector and the private sector for you to engage with you. And what you should do is to make sure you show up on the 29th. It's going to be at 9:30 a.m. GMT +1, that's West Africa time. Show up, and the theme of this year's summit is the Africa we want. Nexus between the youth, peace, and entrepreneurship. Nexus between the youth, peace, and entrepreneurship. So I just leave you with that. That shows how important it is. The only thing you need to do for any young African as your sister, your sibling, your brother, your family member, your classmates, your neighbor, anybody that should be at the Gain Youth Summit, whether they live in Africa or they live abroad, send the link to this summit to them. We're going to put it in the chat after this session. So just click on that link and register for Gain Youth Summit 2021. It's totally free. So all you need is just to show up And this is an opportunity for you to engage with the level of people we've brought for these opportunity for these summits, and an opportunity to be up close and personal with these leaders. And so what would you rather do that day? Just show up at Gain You Summit on the 29th and 30th of October 2021, and it will be my pleasure to see you there. So from this end, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. Thank you, Wisdom, for an excellent moderation, even without the network issues. Thank you. Thank you, Nathaniel. Excellent conversation. Thank you, Miriam, all the way from Kenya. That was really a powerful conversation. And thank you, Herbert, all the way from Kampala, Uganda. I'm so proud to have all of you show up today. And the excellent lawyer from Namibia, Veronica, the network has done her a disservice, but her presentations were excellent as well. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we look forward to seeing you next time. So on Wednesday, we're going to have another pre-summit session. Make sure to show up on Facebook Live or LinkedIn or YouTube Live on all our pages on Wednesday by the same time, 3 p.m. West African time. So see you then. My name is Chinwe Okoye, and I'm the Executive Director, Grand Africa Initiative. Bye.